As we all know, Hollow Knight is very well known for being a hard game, with difficult platforming sections, hard bosses, and a big map to navigate. However, as a community, we have grown to face tough challenges and make big accomplishments, such as insane world records and techs found such as Stallball and Abyss Streak Pogo. However, in my 2 years of playing and loving Hollow Knight, the Pantheon of Hallowness challenges are the most interesting to me, due to how the players have tackled it, whether it be beating it in 60 minutes with the unending chance of death, or intentionally handicapping themselves for a harder experience. Around last year, the most insane challenges I've seen for the Pantheon of Hallowness was the All Bindings Hitless run and the Old Nail White Spells Hitless run, where you have a 5 damage nail and the base spells that don't deal as much damage. These were the most impressive accomplishments in my eyes, because the people who accomplished it had dedicated hours upon hours of their lives to this one challenge, and I finally completed it. However, a few months ago, I stumbled upon a year-old video by a YouTuber named Lumos, who not only did God Home ending with the new lowest percentage, but also beat the Pantheon of Hallowness with even lower equipment than the previous 2 runs I mentioned, because he only had Desolate Dive and Old Nail. Honestly, many others, including myself, believed that it wouldn't be humanly possible to actually push the challenge even further, until on July 4th, where a video released by a YouTuber named Teano o Tefenua Roa involved him beating every boss in the Pantheon of Hallowness without any items, except for when it came to Radiance, but I'll get back to that later. Now, what exactly do I mean when I say itemless? Well, an item is anything you can pick up, meaning that there are no spells, movement, nail arts, dream nail, vessel fragments, extra mass, charms, or nail upgrades that you used. It may start to make sense why this challenge is so ridiculous now. I mean, you have a 5 damage nail and you can only make it to other places by jumping. While the lack of damage does indeed make this challenge significantly harder, it only does that by making the boss fights longer. In fact, the damage isn't what really creates a problem, but it's more the lack of movement that matters. Not being able to dash, wall jump, and double jump are insanely big problems for the obvious reason that it doesn't give the player any flow when fighting the bosses. Bosses that come up like Zero, Sister's Battle, Paymaster Sheo, Watcher Knight's Pure Vessel, and so many more are extremely difficult to tackle with such little movement. While the lack of damage and movement create huge obstacles for Keanu, he managed to come up with strategies to handle it, such as staying in the middle platform for no eyes, waiting for Sheo's stagger to end so he doesn't have to approach, staying at the edge of Elder Hu's arena so he doesn't get hit by pancakes, or relying heavily on Jellyfish for damage against Dumu. There are a lot more examples in the video, with more bosses such as Great Prince So with Soltlings and big hitboxes, White Defender with his large AoE attacks, Fail Champion with his speed, Fluke Marm with her constant fluke spawns, Collector with her ridiculous spawn rates, Margoth, Sly, NKG, Soul Tyrant, Lost Kin, and even Traitor Lord of all bosses because of her shockwave. However, of course, the only exception to this is Absolute Radiance, because in Phase 2 and 3, the platforms are actually inaccessible without the Mantis Claw or Monarch Wings, but it's not possible otherwise, so that is an exception, of course. Either way though, this is easily the greatest accomplishment in Hollow Knight history, and I encourage anyone who watches this video to absolutely check out his video and channel, which I will leave in the description below. He says that he has been working towards this achievement for 2 years now, and has had many doubters whom he proved wrong now, so congratulations to Teano for accomplishing it after so long. Once I finished the video, I thought this would never be able to be topped, but Teano was actually responding to a few comments saying that he actually plans on doing this with all bindings, which I just find absolutely insane. There could also be a hitless run if there's perfect RNG for Traitor Lord and Absolute Radiance, but that would probably be TAS, and honestly this challenge is way cooler than doing something hitless. That is all I have to say for now, and good luck to Teano on his future all bindings run.